Hey guys, it's Marie from Crazy Busy Fit Mom, and today I'm sharing with you a curriculum review. This is our Star-Spangled Story from Notgrass History, and I received this to review for free in exchange for an honest review on my blog and here on my YouTube channel. So check out the description box below, and there's a link to my blog post with more information, some details, and they'll bring you right to the website so you can check it out for yourself. But in the meantime, we're going to jump in and take a look. Okay, so the package includes the 4 full-color hardback books. You've got the textbook plus the Star-Spangled Rhythms and Rhymes, and that comes with a CD. And then you've got the timeline, and I'll show you that as well. And then, of course, the student workbook. Notgrass History does recommend using Prismacolor because of their quality, but of course you can use, you know, whatever you have on hand or whatever you prefer, but these are really great quality ones. That's why I put those in here. But let's just jump in here. Okay, so as you open up, you have the America, what it looked at like in 1942. And at the beginning of the book, there are obviously the table of contents. So I'm going to go through here and show you what is included in each of these units. And then there's a section on how to use it. It talks about everything that I just told you, pretty much, well, not everything, but more in detail, and how to use each of the other components that I'm going to show you in a second. So just getting started here, Unit 1 covers the first people come to America, all the way through Columbus, Cabot, and Coronado in America. Then we go into Plymouth, John Eliot. Let's just kind of go through here. We've got Unit 3, Conrad Weiser, German peacemaker, Georgia colonies, natives, traders. So we've got Paul Revere, the 13 colonies in Unit 5, 12, Amos Lawrence and the fight against slavery, and it goes on. So you get the idea. So this curriculum, like I said, is a history and literature curriculum. So there are a series of literature titles that you can purchase individually on your own, or you can purchase the package. Now, this particular curriculum comes with Part 1 and Part 2. Like I said, Part 2 is going to be shipped later in the year. You've got the student workbook, and I'll just flip through. So each lesson, each unit has 1 page, really. So it's really very straightforward and not too intensive. I like the fact that it's, you know, just big and open space. It's just easier to see, not too complex. I really like this a lot. Now, these student workbooks you can purchase, you know, if you have more than 1 student. This is the only consumable portion of the curriculum, and you can purchase extra ones if you need them for just $9. So again, let me just flip through a couple more pages for you. I really just like the way that it's laid out. It's very spacious and open, not too cluttered, which is nice. Additionally, this is the Star-Spangled Story literature package. So there's 8 literature titles that highlight different time periods in American history, and it says that each book is assigned to be read at a particular point in the course. So I've got Farmer Boy here, and I will likely just purchase the books individually on my own. You can purchase them as a altogether on the Notgrass History website for just $50, but there are 8 titles: Benjamin West and His Cat Grimalkin, Tolliver's Secret, Freedom Crossing, Farmer Boy, Mountain Born, Emily's Runaway Imagination, The Year of Miss Agnes, and Katie. And again, you can purchase these on the Notgrass site as a package for just $50, or if you just want the 4 books that I mentioned before, you can get those for $85, or you can purchase the entire bundle, the Star-Spangled Story literature package and all of the 4 curriculum books for $135. And I will have links below to all of that so you can check it out on your own and see which one you think works best for you. Alright, so now I'm just going to flip through the book here a little bit for you. I did cover, you know, I did show you what some of the units involve, but let me just show you what the photos look like so you can get a better sense. Here we are in Lesson 3, talking about Christopher Columbus, and that's one of the first things I looked at was how certain things are handled, and I was really impressed with how this thus far how things have been handled as far into it as I've read, because what I noticed in a lot of elementary history curriculum are a lot of clip art things, really just kind of fluff, and think about what they kind of learn about on their own of their interests, like Minecraft and things that they could tell you about Star Wars in depth, General Grievous, all that stuff. So if they can remember that stuff, if you present your curriculum in a fun and an engaging way, they're going to remember that. And this curriculum does just that with the hands-on activities and things like that. But my point was, rather than clip art of facts that really don't mean much, as far as Columbus Day and things like that, this is handled really well. Let me go. Okay, so on page 19, many of the Spanish caused great pain and suffering for people living in the Caribbean islands. They killed some of the islanders in battles. They enslaved some islanders. Other islanders died of diseases they caught from the Spanish. Real life, you'll know your child well enough, but rather than sugarcoat history, because every child learns, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and it's just fluff that means nothing, but your child can handle this. Obviously, if your child can't, and you would know that as a parent, that's something to be aware of, but sugarcoating history does nothing for anyone. So there are lesson activities, and it tells you where to go within the Rhythm and Rhymes book. Enjoy Green Grow the Rushes O, and it tells you what page. There's a CD that goes so you can listen to the song and read along and sing along. Look at pages 2 and 3 on the timeline, and then the literature for units 1 through 4, so you'll be reading Benjamin West and his cat Grimalkin. Then there's some review questions over what was read, and then the entire unit review, and the student workbook lesson 3 unit 1 review page, and then a few extra ideas, hands-on history ideas. Pretend you're an explorer leading an expedition to the New World. You might want to start by loading supplies on your ship, which could be a couch or a bed. So it just kind of gets kids, away from the kitchen table into the living room, kind of making a ship, thinking about what they're going to bring on it, and just getting them involved and up and moving around. Another option is use building blocks to create the imaginary 7 cities of gold. So again, hands-on. You can, if you have an older child that's doing this, and then you have a 3 or 4-year-old, they're going to definitely want to get in on that, and they're going to pick up on what's happening. They might not fully understand it, but being involved and being engaged, they will get parts of it, and it will come back later, and they'll remember, and then they'll make those connections. So then there's Unit 1 project, Puebloan pottery. You create some pottery here. And then we go into Unit 2, the Brewster family at Plymouth. So real people, real stories, and I know that my 7-year-old loves learning about actual people. So I know there are other kids like that. So there is just a general idea. Here's Origami Mayflower. I'm just going to flip through a few more pages because I just want to share, because there's really some cool stuff in here. Activities. Natives, traders, and beavers in New France. And then Unit 4. Okay, so here Charlie's the second hat shop, and you make a hat. So, like I said, our Star-Spangled Story, Part 1. Okay, so next I just wanted to show you the timeline. And like I showed before, it said to check out pages 2 to 3 on the timeline. So you'll see here, God creates the world, God saves Noah and his family from the flood, goes on to Leif Erikson, and other Vikings sail to North America. Ponce de Leon of Spain explores Florida, to Hernando de Soto explores Florida to the Mississippi River. So again, here is the timeline, and I'll just kind of flip through here so you can see. So it's nice to have this, because a lot of times when you're learning history, especially as a young child, it's just a bunch of names and dates that really don't mean anything. So timelines are significant because it just kind of gives the kids a sense of, of when and where. And then when you're learning other things, you can come back to this and say, okay, that was happening along the same lines of when this was happening. And it's just a great way of making connections throughout history. So this will go all the way through 2018. And it says Peggy Whitson retires after a total of 665 days in space. And then it talks about back from last year the eclipse. So there is the Star-Spangled timeline. All right, so this is the Star-Spangled Rhythms and Rhymes, and this one just focuses on the songs from history. We've got Coyote Song, Green Grow the Rushes, Oh, Turkey in the Straw, Nobody Knows the Trouble I've Seen, and it goes on, When Johnny Comes Marching Home. So I'm just going to flip through this one so you can kind of see. And there's a dance. This is Hole in the Wall. This is Colonial America. There's a dance here, and it shows you how to do it. So this one also comes with a CD, which is really helpful. You're able to listen to the songs and sing along if you want. Alright guys, that is our Star-Spangled Story curriculum from Notgrass History. The curriculum package includes the 4 books, our Star-Spangled Story Part 1 and 2, the timeline, the rhythms and rhymes, and the student workbook for $85. Like I said, you can get an additional workbook for $9. And the Star-Spangled Story literature package comes with 8 titles, that's $50. And our Star-Spangled Story bundle comes with the books, all 4 books, all 8 titles for $135. So I'm going to have all the details below in the description box. You can check out the Notgrass History website and learn more, dig deeper, and see if it's something you think you might like. I'm going to be starting this with Zachary in a couple of weeks, so we're excited to get started. And thanks so much to Notgrass History for sending this for a review. We really liked it, and we're excited to jump in. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye-bye.